Hey friends, we are off to a winning start for Stitch Mania, by which I mean it is 1:30 in the morning. I haven't done any of the things, and let me just explain today and my voice. I think I took my NyQuil too late last night. Definitely have a cold. That's for sure. But I took my NyQuil too late last night, and I probably should have called in sick to work. But I had missed last week, Friday, and this was the last week for checking out books, and so I wanted to make sure my Friday classes had a chance. I would have done a half day, as I don't normally have classes. I do not like that streak. I'm gonna sit more over here. I don't normally have classes on Thursday and Friday afternoons because of how our school does. We have a STEAM rotation, so science, technology, engineering, art, and math, I think is what it stands for. And all the grades cycle through it over the course of like four weeks. So they come like once a month. And that is on Thursday and Friday afternoons. So nobody schedules library on Thursday or Friday afternoons because then they'd have to miss it once a month. And so instead, I use that time to take care of some of my longer projects. So like, also this is not looking good. Like seriously, kind of looks like I shaved off all my hair. Sorry, squirrel. So it's when I'll do things like cover new books or enter books into the library tracking system that we use. It's called Destiny. Or work on a couple of my reorganization projects, because it's a big chunk of time, about 3 to 3.5 hours. That's supposed to be uninterrupted except for my library helpers come, and so it ends up getting interrupted. But anyways, one of my Friday morning classes we're doing state testing right now, and so they asked to reschedule until the end of the day, and so I wasn't able to take off half day. And so back to the beginning where I was talking about taking my NyQuil too late, and I think that mixed with the antidepressant that I just started taking during spring break, and then the prescription sleep aid that I take because of my insomnia, I was dizzy. And before any of you worry, I don't drive to work. My husband drops me off, and then I usually walk home. I have a small, usually somewhat manageable fear of driving, but I will procrastinate leaving because I hate driving so much. And so it causes me to have anxiety. I don't know. The older I get, the more anxiety I have. It's ridiculous. But one of my friends says that's because the older you get, the more you know how many things can hurt you. But I seem to have worked on my snake one, which is impressive. If you follow me on Facebook and maybe Instagram, you'll have seen I've posted some pictures of me holding my work bestie's snake. And when I first started, she couldn't even get me to touch the thing. And now, like, I've let him be around my neck, and they'll poke. She has 4 of them, so I only prefer the 2 big ones, which is weird, right? You'd think I'd prefer the smaller ones, but no, those guys are too active. Like, they're active. And one of them tried to go down my dress one day. Did not like that. So I prefer the 2 big ones. And, yeah, that one time they poked up through my hair. Anyway, so I babysit them when she has to go. She is an intervention specialist aide. I don't know. I don't know the exact term, but after school, she and the 3 others who do the same position do a test prep program, or reaching kids who are like not meeting the mark to help them. So it gets more small group or one-on-one interaction than the teacher can provide. Anyways, so that usually goes on for about 45 minutes after school. And so I get to watch one of the snakes on Thursday and Friday because she brings them to STEAM. She helps in the STEAM lab as well. Anyways, so I've been working on my phone. Anyways, I should have taken off because I was more than slightly dizzy. It was hard for me to walk without holding on to something. And at one point when I was checking out the kindergartners, I stopped seeing out of one of my eyes, and it was very hard to get my mind to focus, as well as my vision to focus. So it was a good thing I was reading The Kindergartners, a book I'd already read several times, because I basically had it memorized at that point. And just if you have younger kids, carry probably a couple years for your granddaughter, but it's this series called Books That Drive Kids Crazy. And last week I read This Book is Red, and the cover's purple. And this week I did This Is a Ball, but it's actually is a cube. And the kids get so worked up. They are so funny. With the color one, they kept asking me if I was colorblind. Am I crazy? I mean, it was just funny. The first graders, some of them got actually angry at me. The kindergartners just thought I was silly and like, Miss Ballin, you're so silly. But the first graders were angry. It was funny. I don't know. I probably shouldn't be laughing, but it was funny. Anyway, so yeah, I recommend those books for kids. It's just, they were really funny and fun, and the kids really liked them. So, yeah, I'm glad that I had put that on the Amazon wish list, and my, the school secretary had decided to purchase that one, because I had actually set it as low priority to me, because we have a lot of picture books, and I don't know, I just had set it as low priority, but she did not actually look at my priority settings at all. So, it was one she purchased, and I think it's great. And it's nice to be reading something different that I haven't read already over the last 3 years. But, so, yeah, I did accidentally fall asleep for 10 minutes. And luckily my work bestie, found me and woke me up. And actually that 10-minute cat nap, I guess, completely snapped me out of the dizzy and all that. It like, I don't know, my body needed that 10 minutes because I was tired, but okay after that. Unfortunately, my cough has only gotten worse. And so that brings us to like why I've done nothing today. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I talk a lot, you guys. So my husband picked me up from work, so I didn't walk home either. The tenant just moved out of one of the rental properties we have. My husband owns 2 additional houses that he rents out. One was from the house that he and his first wife had. She has passed. And so, anyways. And then they bought this house, but they kept that house. And so, and then, maybe like 20 years ago, he bought another property that's just down the street from us. anyways, so that's how he invests his money. I mean, it's a good idea, but it's a lot of work. Anyway, so he had a meeting at the rental property with the rental management company that he uses, so that they could go over what needs to get done in order to get the house ready for showing for a new tenant. So, and after that, we went to a tea shop so I could get a tea for my throat. And I also got he hadn't eaten, so he wanted spring rolls, and I got what's the fried version of spring rolls? Egg rolls. And then we also went to an Indian shop that's next door, and because they carry British products sometimes. And so we actually did find my favorite candy bar, which is called a Crunchy Bar from Cadbury. I'll try to remember to put in a picture here of what it looks like, but we used to get them in South Africa, and I really love them. They're my favorite, but they're so hard to find here in America. And I also got a frozen packet of samosas. I really love samosas, but I like to eat them with South African chutney. So this is South African chutney. Don't ask me why it's on my desk. It lives here. So Mrs. Ball's chutney is the most popular brand in South Africa, I believe. And it is a product of South Africa. South African chutney, you can see the consistency is different than Indian chutney. Like, I see the chutney in the Indian stores, and it's not what I would buy because it's just not the kind of chutney I like. And like when we go to Indian restaurants, I always ask for chutney because I get chicken curry, and I grew up with eating. There's a large Indian population in South Africa, so these dishes are pretty common there, like chutney, curry and things like that, as well as, hey Maggie May, as well as chutney. And then, I don't know if you guys know about Russ, which are kind of like biscotti. Anyways, if you look up, because they have Russ in the Indian store too, but if you compare them to South Africa's, they're completely different, so I don't buy those there either. But yeah, anyways, so I was pretty excited about being able to find the crunchy bars. And so then we came home and let the dogs out for potty, and I went straight to bed after that and slept until almost midnight. So my steps, I think... Oh, Meg. Are you okay, baby? What's wrong? Are you okay? I'm sorry, Angel. So, sweetheart. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, my steps, I think, I don't even know, maybe 3,500, but I don't know if that's optimistic. It's a very low number. And, like, I had planned on waking up earlier and going for a walk, but yeah, my cold is pretty not good. Are you okay? Anyways, so, I'm up now because I'm hungry, and I was laying in bed for like over an hour, and so I'm gonna go make some top ramen because that's what I always crave when I'm sick. And do the hexie because only one was spun for, or rolled, I guess, and try to work on my cross stitch a tiny bit before going to bed. I will come back and update you guys with that. But I had a couple, like, and I didn't read a book at all yesterday or listen to one. I had a couple YouTube videos I wanted to watch before sleeping. One is, oh my gosh, you guys are gonna laugh, but some old Dr. Phil episodes have been showing up on my timeline on Facebook, or my feed, I guess, but it'll only be like short segments of the episode. And so there's this one that they keep showing the different short segments. And I'm finally at the point where I just want to watch the full episode, and I found a link for it on YouTube. So I will be watching a Dr. Phil episode. If you want to Google it, it is Olivia and Evelyn, and it's about adoption. And yeah, some people have strong opinions. I mean, I have a strong opinion about it too, but I want to watch the full episode before like fully casting my decision about, or thoughts about, how the situation is. And then Passionate Kelsey posted a video with a challenge on how many skeins of yarn she used in the month of April. I think the final amount was 51, so that's crazy. And I like those videos of hers, the challenge ones that she does. I mean, she's the reason why I want to do some challenge videos in the summertime, and I've already been like thinking of them. So yeah. She's also the reason I got up the courage to open back up my Etsy shop again. I mean, I don't do a ton for it, but I get like an order or two a month usually. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, gonna go make the noodles. Hopefully that'll help soothe my throat. I do have more of my hot jello over here. I made it before my nap, so it's not like the hottest, but it's still pretty warm. Yeah. I might put some of it in the microwave and microwave it for like 30 seconds or a minute. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I think clearly you guys can tell I am not fully all present right now. And it's this stupid cold. It's the only part that's bothering me right now is the cough. Like, I feel fine in other ways, but this cough, which, I'm probably not coughing right now because I used my inhaler. And then I also took, some Robitussin, and, I took a vitamin C and a zinc pill, so hopefully that'll help get me on the mend quicker, because next week is the week for returning books and setting up book fairs, so I cannot be sick, and I can definitely not be sick during book fair week. So anyways, chat with you guys more later. Bye. Okay, well, it's late and I need to go to bed, and all I managed was this one single hexagon, so it is what it is. I should edit this tonight, but I need to sleep, so I will edit it when I wake up. Talk to y'all later, and I hope you had a more successful second day of Maynia than I did. Rosie is scratching herself back on my chair. Anyways, bye guys.